Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about the chemical bond, cause of chemical bonding, and the different types of chemical bonding. At the conclusion, we got the facts that a chemical bond is just a force of attraction that binds the constituent atoms within a molecule. And when the atoms are combining, are coming close to each other, two types of interactions came into play. One is the attractive force between the electron of one and nucleus of the other, while the repulsive force between the electron of both and nucleus of both. However, if the net force is attractive, then the two atoms are combining and results in a chemical bond. And during this formation of the chemical bond, there is a net decrease of energy. And this decrease of energy stabilizes the molecule. Okay. Now, why atoms combine? Atoms combine in order to acquire the stable electronic configuration of the nearest to noble gas. As we know, in the periodic table, we have the group 8 elements helium, neon, argon, ketone, xenon, radon, all are having 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. They are stable. So, other elements are trying to make themselves like the noble gases. So, they want to acquire the stable electronic configuration. They want to keep their octet fulfilled. So, that is why they are combining. So, combining means what? In order to acquire this stable configuration, either the atoms are giving electron to others, or they are taking electrons, or they are sharing electrons with others. Okay? And this taking or losing or sharing makes a bond between the atoms. Accordingly, we have an ionic bond, we have covalent bond, and also we have a coordinate bond. So, we discussed there are 3 types of bonds. And ionic bonds are formed by the complete transfer of electron from one atom to other. One is giving, other is taking. Okay? And the covalent bonds are formed by the mutual sharing of electrons between the participating atoms. Okay? And now, if between the two atoms only one electron pair is shared, it is a single bond. If 2 pairs are shared, it is a double bond, and 3 triple bond. We discussed in the last class. And also, we have seen that in some kind of compounds, a pair of electron is being shared. That creates what the coordinate bond or the dative bond. Okay. So, this much we have discussed. Also, we discussed about the formation of ionic bond, how a ionic bond is formed. We have taken the example of NaCl. Okay. Then after, we have discussed about the conditions of the ionic formation of ionic bonds. What are the conditions essential for the formation of an ionic bond? So, we have seen for the formation of an ionic bond, we require low value of ionization energy, high value of electron affinity, small size of the ions, and large charge on the ions. So, this helps for the better formation of an ionic bond. Okay. And also, we discuss about the characteristics of the ionic compounds. How the ionic compounds are hard, rigid, they are having a definite regular geometry, they have the sharp melting points. Okay. they have the strong dielectric constant, okay, and these are in solid state they are not used as a bad conductor. However, in the solution state or in the molten state they are able to conduct electricity. Okay. And then after the next is the covalent bond. Okay. So already we discussed about the covalent bond. However, so what's the covalent bond? Covalent bond. A covalent bond is formed by the mutual sharing of electrons between the participating atoms. So a simple example you can take. Suppose I am in a market to purchase a textbook, okay, and its cost is rupees 100, but I have only rupees 50. So because it is less than 50 rupees I have, so I cannot purchase the textbook, but it is essential to me. In the same time, I saw an unknown person in the same bookstore, and he also wants to purchase the same book, and unfortunately he is also having the rupees 50 in his pocket. So what we can do? Same thing required for the two persons, and two persons are having same problem. I have 50 rupees leg, and also he is having 50 rupees leg. He wants the same book. I also want the same book. So simply I call him. Okay. Let us take this book jointly. Because the cost is rupees 100, you are having 50 rupees, I am having 50 rupees. See? Let us purchase this book jointly. Okay, so we purchase it. Then after, that person was unknown to me, I am also unknown to him. Now we share our phone numbers, we share our addresses, okay, and we keep this book 15 days each in a month. Okay, so I kept the book for 15 days. After 15 days, again I am giving to him, and again he returning, and this process continues. As a result, we two are bonded to each other. So we become friend, and this is what type of friendship? This is a covalent friendship. Okay, similarly, so when we consider the atoms in the periodic table elements having same requirement, both are having same requirements, okay, and any one cannot fulfill the requirement, then they jointly fulfill the requirement. See, if I have chlorine Cl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it is having less than one electron less than the octet, and the coordinatum we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This coordinatum is also having what? One electron less than the octet. Okay, so both the two are having the same requirements. So what they are doing? They are forming an electron pair between these two. So this can take the pair, becomes stable. This can take the pair, becomes stable. And this is what? A covalent bond. It's what? It's a covalent bond. Already we discussed. Single bond. Similarly, it equals to, okay, it equals to, so what? Two electron pair will be same. It's what? It's a double covalent bond. Similarly, N, so triple covalent bond. Okay, so in this way the covalent bonds are formed. Okay, now see theories of covalent bond. In order to explain the behavior of a covalent molecule, its bonding, its geometry, its shape, okay, its behavior, several theories came from time to time. Some theories are able to explain the geometry, some magnetic behavior, okay, some the radiation pattern, okay. So many theories came to explain the behavior of the covalent bonds, okay, like your Lewis theory, like your valence bond theory, molecular orbital theory, hybridization theory, okay. So we will discuss one by one, okay. First of all, the Lewis theory, okay. So what is Lewis theory? According to Lewis, the covalent bonds are formed by the mutual sharing of electrons, and the atoms are sharing the electrons in order to acquire the stable configuration of the nearest to noble gas. That means in order to satisfy the octet. The whole principle of Lewis depends upon what? The satisfaction of the octet. That means atom wants to keep 8 electrons in their valence shell, in the outermost shell, so that they will become stable like the noble gases. Okay. But after that, so many molecules will satisfy the stable octet and explain the formation of covalent bonding, but many molecules found they are not obeying the stable octet. Still, they are stable molecules. So after that, Lewis theory was discarded. Okay. So first of all, you see, if I take, suppose you know, O2. So O is having what? 6, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay, 2p4. So we have what? Oxygen 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 electrons are there in the valence shell. So if I have another oxygen atom, is having also what? 6 electrons in the inertia valence shell. So these two oxygen atoms are sharing this 2 electrons. So that what? This becomes 2, 4, 6, 8. Becomes 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Let me see. This oxygen is what? Fulfilling a stable octet. And this also what? Fulfilling is what? Stable octet. So in order to explain the the covalent bonding of the molecules. So Lewis give the Lewis dot structure. Lewis explained the formation of bonding with your dot structure called what? Lewis dot structure. Okay. So what we are doing here? Lewis dot structure. Suppose CH4. So here what we are doing, in the molecule we are taking the atom which is your central atom, to which the other atoms are surrounding, called the surrounding atoms. Okay. So here is CH4, we have C, H, 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 H. Okay. Now the symbol represents the nucleus and the inner electrons. See, carbon 6 to 4. So C means what? C means the atom carbon, its nucleus and its inner 2 electrons. Okay. And outside there are 4 electrons are there. So valency electrons. How much? 4 plus, again we have 4 hydrogen atoms, 4 hydrogen atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now each hydrogen atom is having 1 electron in its valency shell. Okay. So 1 into 4 equal to how much? 8. That means there are 8 electrons total in this, 8 valency electrons are there. Okay. Now these 8 valence electrons are arranged around the central atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this is what you do. This is the Lewis dot structure. Then after we will try to what? To have the stable octet of the central atom. Here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I will do? I will form one bond with the 2 atoms. Okay. So H, C, H, H, H. 2 atoms, 1 bond, 2 atoms, 1 bond, 2 atoms, 1 bond, 2 atoms, 1 bond. This is what you know? CH4. Okay. Now similarly, if we will go for what? NH3, NH3, valency electrons. We know nitrogen at number 7 to 5. That means 5 electrons are there in the valence shell, plus 3 hydrogen, 3 electrons. 3. How much? 8. Okay. So what I will do? I will take the atom nitrogen N, okay, H, 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 okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now there. So, and hydrogen 1, 1, 1, okay. So, this is your Lewis dot structure. Now we can write what? N, H, H, single bond, single bond, single bond, and this is called what? You know the lone pair. Okay. Similarly, CO3 2 minus. So when we have minus charge, we have to add the electrons. So if you have plus charge, we have to subtract the electrons. So minus charge here. So what we will do? carbon 6 valence electrons, how much? 6 plus 4 plus 3 into 6 plus 2 what? 24. So carbon C O O O. Okay. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, then 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you will see 2 4 6 2 4 6 2 4 6. Okay, now 2 4 6. Now oxygen 2 4 6. 6 into 6 into 4, what do you? 24. 2 minus. And this you can write C O O O 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 okay 7 8. Now here see 2 4 6 7 8 okay 2 4 6 7 8 but 2 4 6 7 8, but here you see the carbon now each oxygen atom is getting the octet 2 4 6 8 2 4 6 8 2 4 6 8, but the carbon is not getting the octet. So we will try to get the octet for the central atom. So we are taking single bond, so the octet is not being fulfilled. So we will try what? Another bond. Okay, so 2 called what? 2 minus. This is called what? CO3 2 minus. Okay. Similarly, I can go for PCl3 तो P valence electrons P 5 plus 3 into 7 21 plus 5 what 26. So 26 electrons are there. You see P Cl 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 okay, and phosphorus 5, so 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the Lewis dot structure. Now if I give the line to this one Cl 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 P 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You are your PCl3. Okay. Similarly, we go for SF6. SF6 valence electrons how much? S sulfur 6 plus 7 into 6 equal what? 48. 48 electrons are there. Now S 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 okay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 electrons are there in the full atoms. The sulfur you have in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 48 are. Now if I draw the line structure, then S 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F, 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 F. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here you see, in each case, in this case, each fluorine atom is fulfill their octet. But sulfur here you see more than the octet. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So here the sulfur atom is more than the octet. That means the lowest concept is failed here. Again, the lowest the atoms are fulfilling the octet, but here the octet is here the sulfur is more than the octet. Similarly, if I go for your BF3, you see B valence electrons. So we have what? Boron 3 plus 3 into 7, you have 24. So B, F, F, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And boron 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the dot structure. Okay. If I put the lines, so F, B, F, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here you see each fluorine atom is fulfilling a octet 8, 8, 8. But boron here you see 2, 4, 6. So you have deficiency from the octet, less than the octet. That means Lewis octet rule is not applying to all kind of molecules. Molecules are there where the octet is the atoms are beyond the octet or less than the octet also. Okay, that means and this is the drawback of the Lewis model. Okay, so to fulfill this again the another theory came called what the valency bond theory. Okay, so regarding this valency bond theory, what says it? According to valency bond theory, VBT, according to valency bond theory, the formation of covalent bond is not because of the shedding of the electrons. However, when two atoms come close to each other, their valency orbitals are getting overlapped. As a result of overlapping, the electrons are automatically getting shared. So, covalent bond is formed by the overlapping of atomic orbitals. Basically, the valency orbitals. So, when the valency orbitals are overlapped, the valency electrons present there are getting shared, and accordingly the new orbitals are formed. Okay, and this is called the molecular orbitals. And there are two type of overlapping. There are two type of overlappings are possible. When orbitals combine, the orbitals may overlap head to head, that is called head-on overlapping, or the overlapping may be side-wise, called side-wise overlapping. Okay, and accordingly, two type of covalent bonds are formed. One is called sigma bond, other called what? Pi bond. Okay, sigma bond is formed by the head-on overlapping of the atomic orbitals, and the pi bond is formed by the side-wise overlapping of atomic orbitals. In case of sigma bond, because it is formed by the head-on overlapping, the extent of overlapping is maximum there, and this kind of bonds are the strong bonds. And pi bonds are formed by the side-wise overlapping, and this kind of bonds are the weak bonds, because the extent of overlapping is the minimum there. But a pi bond is formed only when a sigma bond is there. So when pi bond is there, sigma bond is there, but without pi bond there can be sigma bonds. Okay, so regarding all this type of formation of bonds, how the bonds are formed, graphical presentation of this kind of overlapping, say sigma bond, pi bond, and the s orbital can overlap only head-on. So s sigma bond is only possible. Similarly, p plus can have head-on, can have the sidewise. They can form sigma bond, also they can form your pi bond. So how these orbitals are forming the different kind of bonds, so graphical presentations of these we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.